I wanna try something just to get the day started. I thought it would be fun.
I thought we just started.
Right. Great. I want to try something
For the second
for whatever time this is
Yeah.
right now. I thought we could just sit here in quiet for a moment and don't try to think of anything in particular or anything interesting, meaningful, smart, funny, useful. Just see where your mind goes. And when something comes up, instead of having a conversation for a second, just say the thing that your mind shot to. And then let's not comment on what anyone else says. And just see, I'm just curious the random places that our brain goes to. And if it's not interesting, we'll cut it out. But I'm just curious. And it can be quiet for a second. And then when something comes to mind, just say it out loud. And then we'll just do that for a minute. Didn't put cheese on my eggs this morning.
Anxious about time of the day, organizing.
I feel a little fat sitting hunched over.
I got to do this when I meditate, because when I meditate, I try to empty my mind. And when I try to think of the first thing that pops into my mind, I can't do it when I'm meditating, but when I'm trying to think of the first thing that pops into my mind is empty. So I need to do this exercise while I'm meditating.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
You can't take the silence.
I cannot take
it's
it.
unbearable.
What's that other game we played when you were little? The first person who says something loses,
Oh, the quiet game?
The quiet game.
Yeah.
The first person
to
Mom
talk
always
loses.
lost.
Yeah. Such a good pen for you, Dad. Dad's pen today has a beautiful sort of bejeweled queen's crown.
Yeah.
How do you know it's not the king's crown? I think that looks exactly like, what's the king's name?
King Louis something?
No,
King Henry
no.
VIII?
King William, King Charles.
No,
Charles.
King Charles.
Yeah.
Doesn't that look like the crown he had on his head?
I think it's hard to tell the difference between the king and the queen.
What do you guys think of the kings and queens? Were you into the royal family growing up?
I kind of loved the tradition of the royal family, though I have very mixed feelings about it, because they were a commonwealth and they were an empire and they obliterated cultures just like we did.
Just that little thing?
Just that little
small
thing.
little thing?
Yeah, but I had enormous respect by Queen Elizabeth's story in terms of her loyalty and what she sacrificed. And it seems like a ritual that's really important to people on all sides of the political spectrum there.
Dad, did you grow up as a kid having feelings about the royal family?
No, I didn't. I only had them at 30 years old.
Why 30 years old?
Because Prince William was born almost the same day as Prince Isaac, my son.
Your son. Oh, wow.
And Prince Isaac was not mentioned in the newspapers.
And we were living in London.
Oh,
we were
you were
living in
offended
London.
by that.
I still am.
Yeah.
My son deserved every bit as much attention as Mr. Prince.
I agree.
William.
I met Prince Harry once.
I know you did.
And I don't need to describe the circumstances in which I met him, but I was trying to be casual.
Yeah.
And I walk up to him, and it was him, Prince William, and Kate. And I walked up. I was really nervous, trying to act casual. And I said, "What's happening, brother?"
Oh my God!
And he went to shake my hand, and I kind of like slapped his hand or something. They just looked at me like no one had ever greeted them in that fashion, and I immediately burrowed directly into the ground.
I feel bad for them, all of them.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I feel bad for them. I think it's a rough load to inherit, and in this time, I think it's an easier load in this time than it was in medieval times, because then it really was, a nightmare.
Also, the plumbing.
Yeah, plumbing.
Yeah.
But
Disease.
Harry got out. Harry's out.
Yeah, Harry's definitely out. Living a normal life in Montecito.
But I'm happy to invite them, any of them, to come talk with us. What I do like about the royal family and admire is the work they do for the underprivileged and charity work and organizations and the vulnerable in the world.
Yeah.
And they are leaders in that. And in all seriousness, the rest of it was a joke that I was saying, but they are to be admired for looking after vulnerable people in this world, and they deserve all the credit in the world for that.
For their good deeds that they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody should do that. If everybody did 1/1,000,000th of what they do, the
Well,
world
they
would be
also have
incredible.
resources to do it, honey.
Well, sorry,
Okay.
no excuse.
Do you hear that?
If you were born into poverty, marry a royal.
That is great advice on don't listen to us.
Yeah, really, that's really don't listen to us. Really.
Look for just only date royals.
I think there's no chance that we don't hear immediately from the entire royal family just begging to be on this show.
Really, and
Look forward to
correcting
that.
certain assumptions.
Yeah.
Well, we may not have a slot
So, Mom,
available.
Dad, this next question
Is this from King Charles?
is a home repair question from Sonny. And since we know you love home repair questions so much, I thought I would give you a special opportunity. And I've got these industrial earmuffs.
Why are you looking at me?
And this eye mask. And I thought you could put the earmuffs on so you can't hear this question, and you can wear the eye mask so you can't listen to it, and you can go to a peaceful place while Dad takes this home repair question.
You really want
Which
me
is
to
a
do
really
that?
interesting
Let's try it
piece
out.
of
'Cause it
information
might
for
be
our
a nice-
listeners, that if you wear an eye mask, you can't listen to the question.
She's got ear.
What does the eye mask do?
The eye mask brings her to her peaceful place. That's good. She's holding it on her face. She's wearing earmuffs that block out the sound.
And she's going to be upset about what the earmuffs do to her hair.
But I won't be able to participate.
Do you want to hear the home repair question?
Would you rather me be like
No,
this?
I'm just...
You know what?
Will anybody else be amused by this except you, kid?
Only get
Can you hear
other
us?
things.
She can't hear us. Okay.
You didn't need to put the earbuds on.
She already...
She's fucking deaf.
Okay.
Did you hear that?
Okay, you've had enough with the earmuffs.
No.
That was very short-lived. This is a
that
good
was very-
experiment. But it's good to know.
Just your creativity always burgeoning, honey.
Okay, we
forever.
have these. We have these as tools, okay? If you need to go to a dark, quiet place.
I'll wear them.
No,
Dad,
you
this
have to
question's
answer.
for you. Okay, here's the question. Mandy, I heard home repairs is your thing. So here it goes. Recently, I had a clogged sink in my kitchen. I tried to plunge it. That worked the last time, but this time the water wouldn't go down. I'm trying to learn how to do more home repairs, especially now that things are so expensive, including a plumber. Holy cow. I went to the hardware store and I was told to buy a snake and some declogging liquid.
Mm-hmm. And who wrote
Mandy's leaving the table. The big question.
He's finding.
I'm going under the
Oh, he's
sink.
going under the sink. Okay.
Who wrote the question?
Sonny, but I'm still reading the question.
Oh, God.
Turns out, it's a long question. Turns out the snake got caught in the sink, and when I tried to pull it out, I punched a hole in the pipe. Yay me. Turns out the pipe was corroding. I was mad at myself because I spent 2 hours trying to fix this thing only to have to call a plumber anyway. On the other hand, I did learn a few things about clogged pipes and snakes. What do you think? Was this a waste of time? Should I have called the plumber in the first place? And when do you know it's time to call it quits and get outside help? Thanks in advance, Sonny.
No, I think it's a good lesson. you won't make that mistake using a snake that way again, because the pipes obviously were old and not new stuff that won't, react that way to a snake. But so you'll be careful when you call a plumber for stuff like that. But you can maintain your pipes and your drains with earthworm. And I'm hoping that one day they will be our sponsor. It's great for slow drains. It's actually fresh citrus and sage, natural enzymes. It's all natural. You pour it in the evening.
Had you tried other products before this one?
Yes, I did. I like this one the best. And it really maintains a clean, happy drain.
You pour that in every evening when you're doing the dishes?
No, I don't anymore, because I only pour it in if I'm noticing some cloggage.
Nice. And Mom, what would
6 to 8 ounces into and about.
If Dad wasn't home and you had a clogged drain, how would you approach it?
Hello, plumbing. Thank you. But I'm very glad that
you
Dad
do it for
knows
3
how to do this.
consecutive nights. About a quarter of this bottle.
Have you ever punched through a pipe? Have you ever had a plumbing problem and you should have called the plumber earlier?
Dad has solved so many plumbing problems. It's unbelievable. He helps the plumbers, the professional plumbers, when they do need to come.
Yeah, but I know when to call. I've
No.
said it before. My favorite thing that I was ever told as a kid, stayed with me my whole life. My dad had a wonderful guy, and his name was Harold.
A
and
wonderful plumber?
He was an electrician, and he was a master. And because of racism in Chicago, he was never made a foreman. But he worked for my dad at the scrapyard, and then he would come to our house to help my father with certain things in the house. And I was about 6 years old, and he called me over to the wall. He was working on something going up to the attic. He said, "Mandy, come on over here and look at this." And he said, "You see this?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You see, I do pretty work. You see that?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You should always do pretty work and be proud of it." And I tell you, I've heard a lot of stuff in my life. Nothing stayed with me like that comment from Harold the electrician.
Pretty work.
Do pretty work,
Pride
Pride
in
in
his
your
work.
work.
and be proud of it. And I really thought I loved that guy.
Yeah.
So you don't know where the gold's coming from.
Yeah.
But I think Sonny, I have an opinion. I respect Sonny for trying to do it.
Yeah, it is an interesting,
himself.
because you love more than anything when you're struggling with something and you figure it out on your own. But with, I think, home ownership, it's a very fine line between figuring it out on your own and causing irreparable damage that costs you thousands.
I admire Honey trying to do it. Sonny.
Sonny.
Sonny's my
Sonny.
honey.
That's a good song.
But that's how I've done it in the past. I tried something on my own, screwed it up, ended up having to call the plumber or the electrician. And then I learned. But then you learn what you can handle and what you can't handle. But this YouTube videos are quite a treasure trove. You can figure out a lot. You can figure out right from the get-go that I can do that or I can't do that.
Well, I just want to say that I tried following one of those YouTubes when I took Dad's car and bumped into a hitch that was sticking out that didn't show up.
Brand new car.
And it pumped like a little thing into the fender. And my friend Elon told me that if you just pour hot water, because they're all plastic, and you pour hot water on the indentation and just go underneath and punch it out, it'll fix it.
Go underneath and punch
And
it.
you went under the car and punched it?
I went to Elon's early in the morning, and he got a hot water thing, and he poured it over there, and I was pouring it, and he was under the car punching that plastic, and that did not work. That YouTube was incorrect.
Note for homeowners, car owners, if you try that, you will ruin your car.
It didn't ruin the car, but it did not
But
take the bump
you'll
away.
be paying. Go find a great hole-in-the-wall mechanic.
Yeah, like Magic Mike. That's where you should go
That's
if you
where
ever
we
need
went.
anything.
Magic Mike is just an artist.
Yeah,
You
of
can't
course.
believe this guy.
Awesome.
And
You
he's
should
amazing.
know that, kids. It
Magic
seems
Mike.
like you go to a
Magic
car place
Mike.
a lot.
There's a lot of Magic Mikes out there.
Well,
No,
this is
he's
the one.
right here.
Don't.
This isn't the stripper that they made 3 movies
No,
about?
it is
Yes,
not.
he
No,
is
it is
also a
not.
stripper.
Honestly, I'm kind of famous within my family and among my friends about how much I hate to cook. And Marley Spoon has been a game changer. I mean, it's genuinely changed how I cook at home. You know, you get these pre-proportioned, fresh ingredients and chef-developed recipes. They're also unusual. And they're easy, even for somebody like me who finds anything to do with the kitchen totally intimidating. And I made this za'atar chicken. I'm so bored with chicken. I mean, we have it all the time, and it's always the same. Onions, a little salt, pepper, but their za'atar chicken with tahini and this special spice really was an exciting meal. And then the other day, Gid made something, and I thought he's a great cook, so I just assumed it was his. It was his shrimp recipe with this farro and this sauce and greens. I mean, it was fantastic. It didn't taste like sort of a packaged meal. It tasted like really fresh, delicious, original cooking. Something like a real cook would make. So this new year, fast track your way to eating well with Marley Spoon. Head to marleyspoon.com/offer/don't listen for up to 25 free meals. That's right, up to 25 free meals with Marley Spoon. That's marleyspoon.com/offer/don't listen for up to 25 free meals.
We're not big drinkers here in the Grody Patinkin household. We like healthy everything. But I do love the idea of a good cocktail. Recently, we've been talking in our family, and we tried Little Saints. It's a real cocktail experience, I'm telling you. This is the emes, that's Yiddish for the truth, without the alcohol. There is zero sugar. I like that because I'm trying not to have sugar. I'm working out every day. I'm doing everything I can to get younger and stay healthy and live a long life so I can play with my grandkids. It has only 5 calories, and it is non-intoxicating. It's enhanced with nature's neuroscience. How do I know that? Because I love science. Functional botanicals like lion's mane, reishi, and damiana. I think I'm saying that right. If not, Google it, and you can correct me when you see me. And I feel good about serving it at a party. It's something everyone can enjoy. Please visit littlesaints.com to explore their cocktails, and don't forget to use the code Don't Listen to get 15% off your first order. Say it with me. Little Saints, a real cocktail experience without the alcohol. Little Saints products are non-alcoholic. Functional ingredients are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any condition.
This is an email we received from a listener with a fashion question. Mandy, would you please read their note?
Hi, Kathryn. Hi, Mandy. I've been working in an office for almost 2 decades. When I started, the men, including me, all wore suits and ties. Gradually, the ties went away. Then the suit jackets. Now I'm seeing polos, even T-shirts, sometimes jeans. I'm wearing a button-down and khakis most days, but I have to admit, I kind of miss the more formal looks. Less to think about. Should I loosen up? Or should I put back on my tie? What do you think? Why is the workplace uniform a thing of the past? Big fan. Rohan. Well, Rohan, first of all, I'm standing up so you can see my jeans and my shirt that's got paint on it. So I don't own a tie. And I don't have a suit. I have one suit that somebody gave me for an awards ceremony, and they paid for it. So, because I wouldn't pay for a suit. And I hate them. I feel that they are straitjackets for men, not just tuxedos, but suits and ties. I think they're a punishment that somebody who hated men made for men to wear. And so, absolutely, I think you should loosen up. And wear your most comfortable clothing. Gideon referred to my wardrobe as hikey, comfy, cozy. So I wear hiking clothes that dry quickly. Some of them are bug resistant, for ticks and things. And
Mom, how are
That's
you?
what I
How are
like.
you doing, Mom? At just listening to your husband when you
Well, I
have
don't want that thermos
when
to
you
come
have
out.
a
There's no
thought
time
to
for me
say.
to say anything.
No time for you
Mom,
to say anything. You
Mom,
talk all the
there
time.
has never been a situation where you have not gotten
I'm intimidated by that
to say
thermos.
things.
I think people should
I didn't
see
say too
what I'm
much,
saying.
right?
No, you
No,
didn't.
you did fine.
I'm just trying to bring Mom
Yeah.
into a place where she doesn't have to worry that she won't get to say
Okay.
something.
Yes. Okay. Continue.
What do you?
I think it's a
Or
really
say, Mom.
interesting thing, Ron. First of all, I think you should wear whatever makes you feel good. If you're a person that likes distinguishing between how you look and feel at home in a t-shirt versus how you look in the office, there's no rule against you wearing a tie and a suit. But what I think is really interesting is in the 50s and 60s.
I know where you're going. Here you go.
I know, this has been an old pet peeve
Let me
of
think
mine.
about this.
Or curiosity. In the 50s and 60s, the distinction between grown-up clothes and kid clothes was very obvious.
Yeah.
And
I love
over the
Lucy.
60s and 70s and 80s, it's really interesting. We're all wearing the same things. I once went to a rehearsal 20 years ago in Chicago, and I walked in and I was wearing the exact same outfit as the woman playing my daughter. We were both in bell-bottom jeans, a little t-shirt, a little sweatshirt. And I said, am I dressed totally inappropriately? And it's a funny thing. I love the distinction. You and I, Gideon, once had one of our few big fights when you were like 14 and I invited you to the opening of a play.
Yeah.
And you wore rags. I said, I'm sorry, you have to wear other things. And you got very rude about it and criticized my clothing. And Uncle Mike was there and he got furious with you. And I ended up making you wear a suit jacket of Dad's. It was ridiculous. You had this one sport coat, hon, that I had got for you. And it hung down over your hands and looked ridiculous. But I said, I'm sorry, this is an opening of a Broadway play and you pay respect.
Do you miss that time when there were certain
Yes.
standards of respect where there was a sense of occasion and a sense of formality?
I think it's horseshit.
There's-
I
what,
really do. I
dressing
think
up?
it's horseshit, dressing up for respect. I really do. You know, whether it's a funeral, whatever thing. If I go to a funeral or some big affair for somebody, what's important, and other people don't feel this way. What's important is that I'm here. My soul is here.
And that you're not naked.
My being is
Yes.
here, and I'm not naked to offend anyone, which would offend everyone. But
me.
but honey, your nose is growing. So I think it's ridiculous, these costumes and outfits.
So let me ask you a question. So in your ideal world, there would be no expectation in any particular event or location to wear a different kind of clothing. It's just like everybody wear
That's right.
whatever you want all the time forever.
Yes, I look for, when I play a part, the best parts for me are like Che Guevara in Evita. Why? One outfit. One outfit, never change costume. Patty LuPone's changing dresses day and night. But Mom's missing the most important thing we talk about with this issue. And that is, to my memory, that when you watched I Love Lucy, they, even though they wore what's this gentleman's name? Rohan is saying were casual clothing, they looked like grown-ups, even in their casual clothing, because they really weren't dressing like us at the time. And they were our age. And we were dressing like kids. We were dressing like high school kids in jeans and T-shirts and stuff. They were dressing like...
They had adult clothes on all the time.
well,
honey.
not suits and ties, like an office uniform.
But they were grown-up clothes.
I know, but they were casual grown-up clothes.
Yeah.
They were in the casual grown-up, quotes, you know, hanging rack, you know, aisle. And our generation went after dressing like kids. We tried to dress like kids, and we did.
Tried to loosen it up.
So we could feel young forever. And I've never realized it more than now, when I wish I could be young forever. And I can't be. And I make a joke to everybody who says, "Can I get you anything, sir?" Yes, I'd like a tuna sandwich, a glass of water, and a side of guacamole. And could you make me 30?
And I say that's one
Do you
of
ever
those
get a
older
laugh,
people
or are they
jokes
like,
that
Oh, mom
Next,
hits
please.
me. Mom like goes,
I
"Oh,
just
honey."
can't stand it.
Can't say she
I can't
criticizes my
stand it.
joke.
Well, when
But-
you reach 65, you do. It's something chemical and psychological. You start making jokes like that.
Yeah.
At exactly the age.
That
She calls them
age.
old man jokes.
Yeah, I cannot stand
Yeah.
it. But you know,
But I mean it.
but
No,
you know-
I believe you do, and every other old man does.
you know,
and
it's
that's why.
Fuck you, old man.
That's why it's such a rich community of old man jokes, and you have company all over over the world.
Yeah.
When will you be an old man? How many years you got left? You counting?
It's close.
No, it is not close. But you know what's interesting, Gid?
What are we even talking about?
I mean, well, wait a minute. You know,
Romance question.
I feel a contradiction within myself about this. I like having certain occasions where you have a ritual,
Let me see his
you
question
know,
again.
of dressing, and I like the distinctions. I just think it's a fun thing as a human.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I don't like rules. I wanted to say I did an experiment during Homeland where there were all these award shows to go to. And I bought the best formal outfit I'd ever bought in my life. That's a whole long story it does. But
Customs.
one of my goals was I wanted to see if anybody noticed that Mandy Patinkin's wife wore
Yeah.
the exact same outfit for 6 years to every award show because it was such a big thing what people were wearing.
I never
didn't
noticed.
notice.
Nobody noticed. A white-haired person in the same outfit, even though I thought it was gorgeous,
That's
did
amazing.
not ever notice.
You know what it also is? You know why
Nor
it's
do they
upsetting?
notice when I
you know
wore
why
a
it's
nightgown
upsetting? Because it's
accidentally.
about class. It's a class issue.
It is, but it's in it being a class issue, it's a tremendous privilege to come from a place of saying, I want to and I can wear whatever I want. It's
Yes.
if you see somebody on the subway and they've got a bunch of holes in their jeans, that kid
That's
is likely to be
from
a
the
trust fund,
upper- yeah,
guy.
absolutely.
I mean, and come from extraordinary privilege.
Yes.
I speak to this from great, familiarity.
Yeah.
So you're right. It is about class. I think there's a lot of people in the world who would love to wear whatever the fuck they want all
Yeah.
the time, but they do not have that
They have to
privilege.
wear their
They don't have that.
uniform.
You have to wear the uniform, or you
you-
have to look good. I mean,
You have to respect yourself so that white people-
in
that's
this in
right.
this culture can go around looking like a piece of shit and still
Yeah.
get the job and still
Yeah.
get the thing and
still
have no
feel-
problem.
That's right.
Whereas a
That's-
lot of black and brown folks have to
have armor.
Work
They say this is
10 times as hard
That's
to
right. And they
present
say,
themselves
I
in this
respect
world."
myself, so in case you disrespect me, it won't be because of what
I
you're
have a
assuming.
friend who will go without mentioning that he spends a lot of time, talking on at work on a computer. And I've seen him in shorts or maybe his underwear, maybe just his underwear, but he's got a sport coat on.
Oh yeah, that's
'Cause he's only
that's a
seen-
Zoom.
He's only
It's a
seen from the Zoom
a
up.
Zoom wardrobe.
Yeah, and I just think that's wild.
It is
I
wild.
think it's wild.
Let me ask a question. What's the strangest uniform you've worn to work that comes to mind
Kath,
off
Mom?
the top of your head?
It's so funny. What just came to the top of my
Yeah.
head when I was in college looking for a job in the summer, and I worked at a nursing home.
Yeah.
And I was totally unqualified, but I got the job because they hire anybody. And I wore like white jeans and a white shirt, sort of pretending to be a nurse. And the real nurse took one look at me and just sort of rolled her eyes and said, "Come on in,"
That's amazing.
But I thought that would make me look like I knew
The
what
part.
I was doing. Yeah.
What comes to your mind, Dad? I thought of something for you.
Tell me, I can't think because
Your
I wear so many
Your
costumes.
strangest costume for work. Mousse.
Oh, my Mousse. What was that again? Remind
Were
me.
you
What-
Mousse?
You
Oh, yes.
outside.
Oh, you want me to tell that story? No.
No, I'm going to tell it.
You're going to bring the bottle?
I'm going to do the shortest version you've ever heard.
Okay, go ahead.
You were working at
I
Fiorello's,
was trying, yeah.
and you were your
They gave me a
job.
job.
They gave you a job, and you were dressed up as a moose, standing between the street.
Lincoln Center in the
Yeah,
restaurant.
on the dividing little
dividing line.
street thing, and you had samples of chocolate mousse.
That's it.
Dressed up as a moose.
Yes.
And that was your time working in the restaurant industry. And the next day, you got a call to star in Evita.
No. The next day I got a job to
For
get my
children's.
equity card in
yeah.
Children's Theater in Baltimore Center Stage.
And you put your moose costume away.
it was
Yeah.
I spent only one day moosing.
The only actor I know that has never really had to have
What are you
other
talking
job,
about?
other than that
I was a
one day
moose
of
one day,
moosing.
and then the next and that night, he said, okay, because it was raining, and some little old ladies were complaining that you have those two young people out there in those moose costumes. And so he said to me, I said, well, I'd like to keep a job. He said, have you bussed? And I said, yes, I
And
was a
don't-
busboy.
Yeah.
And so don't tell me, I know I'm
Okay,
at it
I know,
myself.
honey.
And so I took the busboy job at night.
And that
for
was your
one
moose
day,
time.
and that was it.
One day, and then I got the job
I
the
do
next
wish you
day.
still had that costume.
I can get you one.
So for those of you on video, you'll notice something a little different. I'm sitting in my dad's chair. He had to step away, got called for a little family emergency. But I'm here.
Yeah,
It's
and
nice
so
to
am I.
be
So
near you. You haven't moved.
I haven't moved. No, I've just been sitting here.
We've got one more question from a listener today, and I'll read it for you, Mom.
Okay.
They wrote, "Dear Kathryn and Mandy, Gideon for the moment.
Son. Yeah.
Should you give an apology to get someone to speak to you? I have a family member who hasn't spoken to me in years. I've tried everything, said I would meet them and a therapist or a mediator or a clergy to discuss the situation. No dice. They are very black and white, no gray. They said I must apologize first. I think we both owe each other an apology. It wasn't a trivial matter, but it wasn't something unforgivable either. I want to move forward. I can get past it, but they can't. Deciding to shun me forever. But forever, for me, isn't much longer. I would like to see my great-grandchildren.
Wow.
I have been advised to forget this cruel person if they want nothing to do with me, but other family relationships would be healed if this one were fixed. So I keep hoping. Thank you. Signed, Sad Grandma."
Oh my God, that just breaks my heart, and it sort of terrifies me because I don't ever want to be in that position. I mean, my first thing is, why would you want to be friends, with this person? But if it impacts you not being able to see your great-grandchildren, which I really envy you being able to meet, because I started too late for that to happen.
I don't know about that.
Honey, I don't think I'm going to be here in 50 years. Let's be real.
50?
50?
People usually have children earlier than 50.
If
you could be here in 20 years and
in
meet your
20 years,
great-grandchildren.
if they started much earlier than me, if having babies
24
was still
years
an
old.
allowed thing and it wasn't just AI implants. Anyway, I won't get into that. This is sad, Graham. I think if you really believe those relationships could be healed, you could see your great-grandchildren, and if it doesn't matter to you that you both owe each other an apology, it sounds like something going on for years, I would probably just say, fine, I'm sorry for whatever I did that so hurt you. Can we move on?
Do you feel like there's been many moments in your life where you've had the thing that you thought was right and fair in a situation and you let it go in the project of moving forward and keeping the relationship?
I'm trying to think it. I mean, I'm such a people pleaser, and I so like to keep the peace. I can't think of many things that have been hugely... I mean, I have 2 friendships that I couldn't get past things, but that's all. So what would you say to Sad Grandma?
I mean, I love the spirit of people never trying to give up when a meaningful relationship is at stake. And I also love when people can release themselves from something that is agonizing and ongoing.
Yeah.
I think both can be a superpower, and it's hard to say when it's time to move on. Also, like, what is this idea of like meeting your great-grandchildren? Is it like is that concept worth more pain and conflict and things or not? Sometimes I think we have these ideas of what something might be in our head versus the reality of what it costs, but it's hard to say.
You've not been in that position. I know. You've not been a sad grandma. And you, even in your sadnesses, you've never, I don't think, had an experience that you haven't been able to somewhat repair.
But I'm not very good at showing you any sadness, because what would happen if I showed you a little bit of my sadness?
I would make you want to be happy.
Right.
Or fix it.
You would be distracted by my sadness. It'd be all you think about. You call your friends. You tell them about my sadness.
No,
you talk about my sadness with your husband.
No.
You talk about it with your therapist.
I certainly wouldn't do that.
And then my sadness
becomes
your
away.
whole life.
Yeah.
Rather than just...
Well, thank you. But I think
my
you
son
should modulate.
is a rounded person. He can feel happy. He can feel sad. I don't need to wear it as my burden.
Yes, that's true.
And I think it's an inviting thing for parents to take their children's problems on as their own, because then it's an excuse not to deal with their own lives.
Well, I think that's true. It's also, a way of taking away agency from your own children, depending on what age they are.
Yeah.
And even if they're very young, when you interfere inappropriately, you don't give them the tools to learn how to deal with a crisis or a situation. And they should come to you before you step in. And I think there's a lot of helicoptering and over-involved parents right now who can't deal with their own stuff. But this...
So how about next time I feel sad?
Yes.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
And you'll practice not giving a shit.
Well, no, how about the next time you feel sad, you'll tell me, and I'll practice being appropriately empathetic without coming up with a solution.
Okay.
Okay.
Shake on it.
All right, we're shaking on that.
Well, thanks, Ma. Thanks, sad grandma. We hope to hear from you again as happy grandma.
Yeah.
Let us know how you're doing down the line.
Yeah.
Today at the end, Ma, I want to do something for our hang time. I want you first to tell me, if I asked you where you were at 20 years old.
Yeah.
That age. If you go there immediately.
Okay, I'm
first,
trying.
Where is the location you find yourself?
20 years old, I found myself in between San Francisco and Los Angeles.
In between?
Well, I was just graduating. 18 and 20. I was about to graduate from college, so I was...
Pick a place. You're in a time warp, it spits you to 20 years old.
I'm in the
Where
Haight-Ashbury in San Francisco in my senior year of college.
Are you standing on a street?
I am in my apartment.
Are you sitting down?
Yes, I just sat down.
What are you wearing?
I am wearing some weird chartreuse striped sleeveless turtleneck that my mother picked out for me because I didn't know my own taste yet.
And can you describe what the room looks like or feels like?
And it was really a beautiful old 30s rental in the Haight-Ashbury. It had wood floors and some nice furniture. I was renting it either with my friend Julie Cobb from high school or with Sherry Fager.
Wow.
Yeah.
So either of those two people were your roommates?
Yeah, I can't remember which one.
One of those two people is in the other room.
Well, they were both in that house with me. I think it was probably Julie.
So you're sitting at this table. You're in your charchartreuse stripe. There's either Julie or what is her name? Fager?
Sherry Fager.
Sherry Fager in the next room. Is it daytime? Nighttime?
It is daytime.
Okay. And if you could give that version of Kathryn Grody some advice from where you're standing right now.
Oh my God, Jen.
What comes to mind?
I would say don't be so afraid of being humiliated. Because I would always pretend. I was very uncomfortable letting people know, strangers, how much I wanted something because I thought it hurt my pride. And so I was I even had somebody later in life congratulate me on getting a job I didn't get because my attitude was so sort of overconfident, or you could call it lacking in humility, I suppose.
You asked them to congratulate you?
No, they just said. It was Glenn Close, actually.
Oh.
She congratulated me on getting a job I had not been offered. Oh, congratulations. No, you know what she did?
Why did she think you had that job?
No, she congratulated me on turning down the job I'd never been offered.
Why did she think that was happening?
I don't know. I guess she heard I'd gone up for the role and I wasn't doing it, and she gave me big congratulations because she assumed I turned it down. I did not correct her.
Wow.
So I would tell myself to not be afraid of being vulnerable and letting people know what you want something, that you want something. And I'd say be less arrogant, which is, I think when you're that young, a form of armor anyway. You don't really feel as fabulous as you're letting off. You just are afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And so I would say to myself, be more vulnerable, let people know what you really want, and have a little friggin' humility because you're not so fucking great. You're not,
And how do you think that 20-year-old Kathryn would receive that advice?
I don't think she'd pay any attention. I think she'd say, what are you talking about? I have tons of humility. I don't think I'm great. And I let people know, what I want. Or what are you talking about? She'd probably say.
Yeah.
But I share that with other young people when they ask me for advice. I say yes to what surprises you and you hadn't planned,
And do you feel less afraid of being humiliated now?
Yeah, I mean, I have experienced much humiliation over these last, 58 years, so it's fine. And pride, and I just don't think, I don't even know what those words mean anymore. Do you even remember? You're a lot closer to 20 than I was. Do you remember yourself at 20?
At 20,
Where are you?
I think I was a nanny for my old English teachers, 3-year-old and 5-year-old, who I'm still very close to, Susie
Yeah.
Reinhardt and
Yeah,
Cole and Hazel.
right.
Hazel was 3 years old now. She's singing
18,
and dancing
yeah.
and in college. But what would I tell myself? 20 years old. I'm not used to asking myself questions.
I know, honey. I thought it was fair since I've got you in this rare position.
I would tell myself to I didn't have an iPhone. I didn't have a smartphone,
Right.
and they existed at that time.
Yeah.
I'd just gotten a flip phone.
Yeah.
I'd maybe tell myself never to get one.
Never get any kind of phone.
No, never to get a smartphone.
Oh, yeah.
Just there are people in the world who could do that. If
Yeah.
I could write down the benefits
Yeah.
of my life
Yeah.
from doing that,
Yeah.
I might have done that. And to not take myself so seriously, which I think I got better at in the later years.
Yeah.
But maybe 20 to
Yeah.
25.
We're very serious.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that true? Was I?
I don't know. You
Can't
were
remember.
pretty joyful to be around always.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Mom.
Okay.
How's it feel having me in this seat?
Very nice. Very relaxing.
If Dad comes back, do you
Yeah.
think I should just
I don't
sit
know. We'll
on his
sort
lap?
of
Or
flip a coin to
No,
see.
this will probably never
Yeah.
happen again. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
Thanks so much for joining us here.
Thank
we
you.
want to hear from you. More questions, stories, advice, triumphs, recipes, jokes,
Stories.
descriptions of shapes and colors.
How you're managing in these times to have humor and
What you smell
Oh.
like, what you don't smell like.
Well.
You can email us at askmandyandkathryn@gmail.com or check out our socials for an easy way to send us a voice note. Thanks so much for being here, and please remember,
do not
don't
listen to us. Don't
listen to
Don't
us.
listen to us.
do it.
Really, seriously, don't. I can hear you
Stop
all
right now.
saying, we're not. That's it. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Don't Listen to Us is a Lemonada Media original, hosted by Mandy Patinkin, Kathryn Grody, and Gideon Grody Patinkin. Created by Katrina Onstad, Debbie Pacheco, and Gideon Grody Patinkin. Executive producers are Kathryn Grody, Gideon Grody Patinkin, Mandy Patinkin, Katrina Onstad, Debbie Pacheco, Jessica Cordova Kramer, and Stephanie Whittles Wax. Our engineer is Ryan Derringer of Welterweight Sound. Video and audio production by Mark Whiteway of Bellows Media. If you haven't subscribed to Lemonada Media Premium yet, now's the perfect time. You can hear Don't Listen to Us completely ad-free. Plus, you'll unlock exclusive bonus content like behind-the-scenes conversations, questions so weird they didn't make it on air, Becky the Dog shenanigans, and more. Just tap the subscribe button on Apple Podcasts, head to lemonadapremium.com to subscribe on any other app, or listen ad-free on Amazon Music with your Prime membership. That's lemonadapremium.com. Don't miss out. Hi everyone, Gideon here. Mandy and Kathryn are going to be at the 92nd Street Y in New York on Thursday, January 22nd at 7:30 p.m. They'll be on stage talking with the one and only Faith Saley from CBS Sunday Morning about our podcast, Don't Listen to Us, about their marriage, about New York, and about anything else that they can think of. You can get tickets to see the talk in person or online by going to 92ny.org. That's 92ny.org.